It's crazy. It's that hideous. Now let me ask you something.
Well, I think that's just like the angle. It's a bad angle to sit too. Even if you're in good shape, you can't really be sitting down and pull your shirt up. It's gonna look bad.
Now, if I had a six pack though, it would still look bad because you don't want to see a guy's stomach, right?
No, I mean it wouldn't. You wouldn't recoil from it. That would be like, oh, ugh.
Wait, so if I had a six pack, you wouldn't recoil from it?
Not like that. No.
Oh, that's interesting.
If we were just at the beach and you see a guy with the six pack, it's not like. It's like.
Well, I needed that recoil to go on a diet.
Yeah, right. But it's especially this sitting like this at this angle. It's like even if you have a six pack, it's not going to look right because unless you're like standing straight up.
Yeah, I used to. Even when I was skinny, I'd still have this fat. But when I got extremely skinny, once you have no fat, like I'm sure you don't have a.
I got a little bit.
You got a little bit?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
crazy. That's also an age thing too. I mean, if you're just like a teenager, then your body's shaped different. But.
And you're not eating like chicken and brown rice every day.
Nah,
I bet if you just ate. Remember, you were on that kick for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, I think I feel a lot better if I'm that. I don't feel right if I'm eating like that. I always feel tired, and
when you're eating a lot of chicken and brown rice.
Yeah. But it's like I feel like when you're like younger, you can just have that. Your stomach is naturally like that. I think that's just part of being older. So you get a little bit of a gut.
Yeah, because we ain't really doing shit. When you're younger, you're running around playing basketball.
Yeah.
Playing sports. I'm about to get it, man. I'm gonna get back in shape. I know I've been saying it for years. This is the worst I've ever looked in my life. I'm tired too every day, and it's because I eat these damn empanadas every day.
Yeah. Well, just think about like how many everybody in this neighborhood feels just as bad as you.
You know what's crazy though? But they look great. We're all eating the same shit. I still don't have an ass.
These guys are all working on roofs and shit. And they're like, yeah, they're doing construction.
Yeah, I guess.
You're just at home on TikTok.
Yeah, I gotta start cutting sheet metal apart.
Yeah. But it's funny because like, I mean, how hard, not everybody's body works the same way. A lot of these people in this neighborhood, it's all just gigantic Pepsi bottle from like a young age.
Yeah.
You see little like 4-year-old kids with like a 2-liter Pepsi, just like straight to the head.
Yeah.
It's like other kids in like the middle of I mean, some of those kids end up being fat, but other kids in the middle of the country, they're doing that same thing, and they're just getting huge.
Yeah. Well, because the other kids in the middle of the country ain't walking nowhere like these kids, dude. I was what do you call? I was walking, getting some exercise, walking around, and I don't know where these kids were walking from, but they were like 2 years old, and they're like, "Mom, my feet hurt. We've been walking for an hour." She's like, "We're almost home." It's like,
wow.
Yo, can you imagine walking an hour, 2 hours when you're 3 years old?
Yeah, but that kid's like he's really learning some value there.
Yeah, he could drink a full Pepsi.
Yeah.
I should have walked around, man. Yeah, it's crazy to me that you've never been fat. What do you think it is with me? Do you think it's I'm American? Because I'm fat and then skinny and fat and skinny. You never know when you're going to catch me.
I think you just have poor work habits.
Yeah.
It's just laziness, really.
You think so?
If you got up every day and went to the gym every day, you would burn so much fat.
Yeah.
But it's like your idea for losing weight is always starving yourself.
Well,
and that's not sustainable.
It's hard for me to get motivated because I'll start going to the gym, then I'll pick up a cruise, and then, then I'm out of it.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, so much of this stuff is just a matter of waking up and going to the gym every single day. I mean, it's easier to do something, in my head, it's easier to do something 7 days a week than it is to do it 3. Because if you do it 3 days a week, then suddenly, you're skipping a day, then you're skipping 2 days. But you go every day, then you either went or you didn't.
I just got back in town yesterday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, today I slept. Yesterday I slept a little. I guess I got to go tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Tomorrow ends up being 2 days, 3 days,
the
4
traveling
years.
is what makes it. If I could just be in New York for 3 months and no, I'm not going nowhere. I would be Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the gym. Maybe we get some room in the fridge. I could bring some vegetables over here.
We got room in there. You make excuses. There's room in that fridge.
I got to get some vegetables. I'm going to start doing it, man.
Yeah.
I'm going tomorrow, dude.
It's too much talk. Not enough walk.
I don't know what it's going to take, bro. You've never been fat, though. You never had to lose like 40 pounds.
Yeah, that's true.
Can you imagine if you lost 40? Oh, what do you think?
I can't imagine gaining 40 pounds in the first place.
How hard do you think it'd be for you to gain that weight?
That is like, I don't know. I'd feel unsafe at that point.
Like me, dude, you'd be depressed. That's for sure.
40 pounds. Yeah. Just having to carry that much extra weight around like that.
See, when I'm Because the thing is, when I get depressed, I eat. When the train's running late, I eat.
Wow.
Most people, when that happens, they don't eat.
Yeah.
Like, what's your go-to
Well,
when
I
you're
feel like
stressed?
I still feel like we eat the same amount. If not, I probably eat even more. But the thing is, I'm like up early and I'm running around doing shit all day.
Dude,
So
there's
it's
no
like it's
way.
burning.
If you knew how much food I ate, bro.
What's the typical?
Last night was
When do you
insane.
think about it? You don't even eat breakfast.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes.
That's a whole meal that you've just skipped. You don't really eat lunch until like 4:00.
Sometimes I'll eat breakfast, but like last night, dude, I ate like 4 bags of chips, a pint of ice cream. I had a chicken sandwich and fries from that place, 375, and I think I had some pork fried rice, maybe like 6 beers.
Jesus, all right, never mind. I didn't even know. I thought I knew you. That is, yeah, you've gone on some adventures.
That was like every night, dude. I eat
4 bags of chips and pork fried rice and a sandwich and a whole pint of ice cream.
Spread out from like till 4 in the morning, from like 7 p.m. Well, yeah, 7 p.m. till about 4 in the morning.
When did you eat the entire pint of ice cream? This was at, I mean, doing spots?
No, this was about 3:30 in the morning.
Wow. See, the problem is that's also your problem is like late night. You're never going to get healthy eating late nights.
Yeah.
So it's like anything that's open past 10 o'clock, it's going to be unhealthy.
Yeah, I think that and the traveling's really beating me down, dude.
Well, I mean, the traveling didn't make you eat a pint of ice cream at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, but
I think there are some travelers that manage to avoid that. I think you get off an airplane, it's like, I got to have 4 bags of chips and some ice cream and pork fried rice. It's like, no, there are ways you can navigate that.
yeah. And the worst pork fried rice you can imagine, loaded with soy sauce.
Where was this?
So one of those Chinese places on 9th Avenue.
Ah, yeah.
You know,
Late night Chinese food, too.
it's way better. It tastes better over here, but this Chinese food over here, bro, I get shortness of breath when I eat it.
What do you mean?
You know what else, man? I seen this thing, alcohol. I've been getting winded when I go up the steps, and I didn't know alcohol's like bad for your heart too.
You didn't know that?
No.
What did you think it was bad for?
I mean, your liver.
Yeah.
What's it have to do with your heart?
No, your heart has to work harder to pump blood and keep things moving. And it just wears it down.
Never knew that.
Yeah, I mean, smoking, drinking, that stuff, both of those things are horrible for your heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, 6 bags of chips.
Well, they were
and
like the
6 beers.
Yeah.
6 beers.
Heineken.
That's a lot.
Well, yeah, and dude, I probably had about 4 or 5 whiskeys.
Good God.
Yeah.
Wow. I thought I knew you.
Yeah.
I figure you were
gets
eating
me.
a couple sandwiches and, go to sleep.
Did I have a sandwich too? I don't think I did.
You said you had a chicken sandwich.
Oh yeah, but no, I'm in a regular sandwich too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, that was a good ass chicken sandwich, dude. $3.75, Hell's Kitchen. You gotta check them out.
$3.75.
Yeah, it's called $3.75.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What's it?
it's a fried chicken sandwich.
Oh, it's like a Popeyes thing?
Better than Popeyes. It's way bigger. Like you're getting some. I mean, it costs like $11. It's worth it. The fries are $5.
Oh, wow.
That's where a lot of my money goes too.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you just dial back, that entire list, if you just cut it like in half, and instead of 6 beers, you had like 3, maybe 2. And instead of 4 bags of chips, you had one, like a regular person has a bag of chips. You don't have multiple.
I get
And
in the
instead
zone.
of a pint of ice cream, you have like, a couple scoops.
Who's eating
And
a couple scoops?
a lot of people eat a couple scoops of ice
Do
cream.
you could
Yeah,
if you
I don't-
bought some ice cream.
I'm not eating an entire pint of ice cream.
How do you do that?
You just stop.
I don't
I mean,
understand
whatever.
that.
You eat the first couple, scoops, and then it's like, I don't know. I could probably clear like a pint is like that basic Ben and Jerry's size thing.
Right, that's what
it's
it
like
was.
this. It's
yeah,
like
the Reese cups.
I'd probably eat it maybe 1/4 of that in a sitting, a third or a fourth.
But then you're not pacing around in your room biting your nails like I gotta go finish this.
No, that feels like, especially if I'm eating it straight out of the thing.
Yeah,
That's like, now you can look at it and see where you are.
yeah.
It'd be one thing if somebody was like, if it was like coming in a bowl and someone kept handing me bowls, then I wouldn't be able to think about it. But just looking at it and realizing I ate all that ice cream,
Dude, I'm sitting there gnawing on it with my
combined
eyes
with
closed.
not working out,
Yeah,
and that's, my God.
yeah. I gotta quit making excuses, dude. Now it's summertime. I'm pissed. There's no way I'm gonna lose this shit now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's another way. It's also just in your mind. What do you mean you're not gonna lose it in time for summer? No,
Yeah.
but it's like you start now and then eventually by the fall.
Man, that's so hard to think about. But yeah, you're right. It's a change. It's a lifestyle. I did it before
That
for
is
6 months.
much
man.
food.
Yeah.
That is an incredible amount of food.
$40 I probably spent.
Jeez. Well, that's not. I mean, the money's not the bad part, but my God, and it's like that every night. That's a typical night.
Oh, ice cream I just started getting back into. Sandwich. Yeah, I mean, dude, I do eat a lot. I'm telling you, there's no way if you ate as much as me, you would guarantee gain weight. You wouldn't. You would never spend the amount of money that I spend on food.
Well,
I
I'm
know
like
you too well.
I'm making food here too. I'm not
Right.
like middle of the night.
Yeah, dude, I've
eating.
always been this way.
Wow.
I used to be able to really eat back in the day. Like I would eat a whole pizza myself and 24 wings
Wow.
for lunch.
Gee, well, that was like when you were like working out and boxing and shit, or
Well, I was working at it was even harder than working. I was working at a car dealership.
right?
But yeah, man, I
Then you
just
gotta,
got
like-
depressed all of a sudden.
Wow.
I
You
gotta
eat a
quit
whole
thinking
you eat a
about
whole
it.
pizza like at work.
Yeah, and now I gotta go clean cars.
Wow. And then you gotta like stand up and do shit. after
Yeah.
that. Wow. See, that's my thing. For like once I'm getting older, if I eat anything other than like a salad for lunch, it's like I'm done. Or it's like I'm just sitting around. I can't even move for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's probably my problem.
Yeah.
I'm eating Chinese food all the time.
Well, a lot of this too is just a matter of like late night lifestyle.
Yeah, and
Once
how
you
much
get-
is it worth it?
There's nobody that stays up all night that's like being healthy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss waking up early, and to me, I'm even starting to weigh it out. Like, I need to make a major change in my life. I need to work more on me.
Well, the other problem you always had, I've noticed this, is that whenever you try to make one of these like big changes in your life, you always say to me, I'm just going to do one more and then I'm going to quit. I got to go big tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to smoke so much weed tonight, then I'm done with weed forever. And it's like, that first step is like, you've taken a gigantic step in the wrong direction. And it's like, to go in the right direction, you got to go in the right direction. You can't just like, no, I'm going to fuck my life up one more last time.
Yeah. I'm going to eat 10 gallons of ice cream, and then I'm done.
First, I'm drinking this pint of whiskey, then I'm done with whiskey. It's like, no, you're not. That's not how it works.
Yeah. I got to get it together, man. You know, with me, is getting bullied is what made me lose weight before. I remember every time I've lost weight, it was like somebody like an ex-girlfriend or a roommate even. Like when I lived with my buddy, he would be like getting on me about it. And I went to the gym all the time, and I guess it's just seeing it. Like you just going, ugh, that kind of made me say.
It was gross. I mean, we weren't recording luckily yet, but it was like, no, you just happened to pull your shirt up. It's like, what am I looking at?
I was just like, I couldn't believe how fat I wasn't doing it for you. I was doing it for the mirror. But
Yeah.
I don't even think the mirror appreciated it.
Yeah. Well, think about too is that like you're what you said 174,
176 probably
176?
now, yeah.
I mean, like there are so many people probably watching this who will probably weigh at least. It's not that rare to run into somebody who weighs over 230, right?
Right.
You meet guys, a lot of guys who who wouldn't even consider themselves fat, probably the same height, and weigh like probably have 20, 30 pounds on you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even think. They aren't even thinking like you. But you're thinking like that you feel fat. A lot of other people are like way fatter than you, and they don't even feel fat.
Well, because I used to be ripped, man. You
Yeah.
knew me back then.
Yeah.
Bro, I used to be so fit. Like, it really just came from 3 months of working out, but I got that fit just by everywhere I went. Like, it wasn't just me saying it. I'd be at a gas station. I wouldn't even know the person. They'd be like, wow, you're extremely fit.
Wow.
And people would be like, can I see your six-pack? All the time.
Now they stop you and like, man, you're fucking disgusting.
Yeah. Nowadays, people are like, whoa, you let yourself go. You're
Wow.
wearing them same pants for 3 weeks.
Jeez.
See, I'm also the type of guy, I'll never face defeat. Like, I'm not going to go buy fat people pants.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to keep wearing the same pair.
But the problem is you're not actually like fat. So it's like you can't become like a fat guy comedian. You're not going
Yeah.
to become Ralphie May or something.
No, definitely not.
'Cause that's like, extra level fat. But you just get into a zone where you're just not really in shape.
The real cool thing with me is if I still got it. I don't know if I do, or maybe it's from being short. But normally when I start to lose weight, I lose it dramatically fast.
Right.
Like when I do, it'll be like the blink of an eye.
Oh, the problem though is that you say that, but also it's like we're getting old.
Yeah.
I mean, like that you're thinking about the way you used to work when you were in your 20s or something, but those things, your body changes over time.
Well, even before
You got
my
to work
lifestyle.
harder. You got to work harder to lose the same.
Work harder, and dude, this lifestyle I have now, I'm telling you, bro, it's difficult, bro. To lose
Whenever
weight.
you telling me we're like you're about to go on a cruise ship and you're like this time is gonna be the one where I'm gonna lose weight.
Yeah.
I'm leaving at 180. I'm coming back at 160. It's like no, you're not.
I realized it's impossible.
Well, it's like you got to be set realistic goals for yourself. You're not gonna get into like Olympic shape, but it's like you just have to like, all right, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna go to the gym every day, start moving, and then eventually you start building momentum. But when you're saying to yourself like I'm gonna go into a cruise ship, I'm gonna sit on a ship and not move for a week, and I'm gonna be eating buffet food,
Yeah.
and somehow I'm gonna come back and no, it's like that is. I think it's like best case scenario. Then you come back about equal.
Yeah, if you're lucky. I mean, dude, the thing
Even
is,
then, you gotta be doing jumping jacks and shit in your room.
you see broccoli, it's dripping in butter. And lettuce is soaked in dressing, swimming in it. You can't.
You gotta think though. Even like those Filipino guys who work on the ship with you, they're in shape, right?
Yeah, I mean, and then when you see what they eat too, they eat once a day, and it's just a plate of white rice.
Yeah, and they're like lifting dishes and going upstairs all day.
Yeah, I mean, they work, they're busy cleaning.
So it is like just kind of a lifestyle thing. It's not the boat itself.
I would honestly have to only eat once a day a plate of rice.
Right.
People say rice, they like you always say this, nah, man, rice makes you fat. Dude, that's all these people eat, and they're ripped.
Well, that's how much they work out.
Yeah, but they're also
I'm
eating
sure they would
comical size.
They would love to have an actual meal, I'm sure. It's not like they're not making a dietary choice.
Yeah, I mean, these guys don't eat. They think, I don't know. A lot of people claim the food makes you sick. Like a lot of people only eat white rice. It's crazy. Where's that part of India or wherever? I can't think of what it is. There's a part the sushi people are always from there, like on the ships. Like the guys, the people that make the sushi, they speak really great English, and I don't know.
They're Indian?
Well, I think they're Spanish, but it's like.
Oh, they're like Filipino. Indonesian or something?
Yeah, maybe it's Indonesia, maybe.
Yeah, Indonesia's, yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's Indonesia. And they just eat white rice always. That's it.
Huh.
Like, because they're like, no, everything else is bad for you. Like,
nah, I bet. I mean, like maybe they're doing that on the ship. But if you go to those house in Indonesia, they're eating like real food.
what do you think they're eating?
I mean, they're eating a lot of soups and like, chicken broth kind of stuff.
These girls don't have an ounce of fat on them.
Yeah. But I mean, like that's also just like their lifestyle when they're like, they're working in Indonesia. They're like working on a farm or something.
Yeah.
Or they're not just like sitting around all day on TikTok.
Yeah. I wonder. I don't know, man. Because I eat meat. I get tired. You never know what's you're supposed to eat, really.
Well, your problem is that you're not like doing shit too. If you were still doing construction, then it's like, remember when we were doing moving jobs back in the day?
Yeah.
Then you couldn't eat enough.
Right.
I used to do those moving jobs. I'd eat a full Chipotle burrito and still be like, I could eat another burrito.
Yeah.
Just because you're going up, down steps all day and you're sweating it all out.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, like today, look at my thing today. Like, I could have got up a little bit earlier and worked out. I wish I would have. I was watching footage of videos for about an hour and a half. And then we're doing this, and now I got to go do a meeting for a show that's probably going to be terrible.
Right.
And then I got to go host a show that isn't even going to happen,
Right.
And then I'm going to stress
you
eat
could
all
sneak
night.
in a little bit of time there.
Yeah.
Plus,
Where?
I don't know, you find a lot of these gyms are open 24 hours.
Maybe I should just say screw it all, start really.
I mean, it's like you're thinking about this as like an either or situation, but it's like doesn't take that long to go to the gym.
And here's the crazy thing. I love the gym.
40 minutes. Yeah, exactly. And it's not like this is a very long walk for you. It's right there.
The bad thing for me is, I guess, I love the gym. I don't know why. I don't know what the hell I'm going through here, to be honest with you. I need to get back into it. I used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
And I love going.
Yeah. It's just a matter of the kind of a daily routine, I think. Once I feel like you only need like a couple weeks of actually hitting that right routine, then it'll just become natural. You won't even think about it anymore.
Like, you went running the other day. I was in my bed. Like, I wish I had the energy to walk down the steps.
Jesus Christ.
I'll hold my piss. I'll be like, I'll wait 20 more minutes.
I think that's just like, I mean, once you get used to moving around more, you think that exercising takes energy from you, but it gives you more energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Running and stuff, you feel more energetic afterwards, not less.
Yeah, I gotta adjust my lifestyle, man. Maybe that's what it's gonna take.
Yeah, you got to get back to working these real jobs, man.
No way.
You got to start doing moving gigs.
I couldn't even do a
walking
moving
dogs
gig if I wanted to.
Yeah, but you would get into shape. Your body would like wake up again.
I will never walk dogs again. Dude, I hit
See,
a point
you
where
were in better shape back then, though. You were you're living a healthier lifestyle.
movings would have me in the most shape, but I don't know. I looked good, but honestly, I don't know how healthy I was. You know, my back, my knees, it was bad.
This is moving, or
Yeah, moving. Walking dogs, I was still fat when I walked dogs. I don't know how that was even possible.
huh?
I still ate all the time. I stressed ate. I hated that job.
Right.
It's raining. You wake up, you see it's raining. You're like, oh, okay, I got to go pick up Gibbles.
Right.
You know, and then you got to tell them all the time. I remember, dude, I was at this one. I was did this one movie. I did this one what do you call it? Dog walking job, and I show up and I'm there, and it was the girl was nice, but her mother, rich like Upper East Side girl, she was watching the dog while the girl that hired me was, you know, on vacation, and she goes, wait, she goes, you're the dog walker? I'm like, yeah. She goes, but you're like a grown man. Don't you think you should have a real job?
Wow.
Get ready to take the dog out and walk her.
The lady, she's right though.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I guess. I was so, dude, I felt so low.
Yeah.
All these jobs, dude. I show up to Mount TVs. People don't look at that like it's a real job.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just on them though.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you know how many piles of shit I picked up walking dogs? I'm like, I could never do that again. I'd be so picking that. I remember, dude, they hired a manager because the guy moved, and I'm walking the dog, and I'm picking up shit. She's like, so I'm trying to figure out what we could do to make it better for the workers. What's the worst part of the dog job? I'm like, well, you see, I just pick shit up off the street.
Right.
I'd say that's probably pretty bad.
Right.
How do you hire a manager? Ask for a raise. He's like, yeah, we can't give you raises. We hired a manager for $50,000 a year that's gonna sit in an office.
Wow.
It's a dog walking job.
Yeah. Well, it's like you gotta just you gotta climb the ladder and be that guy.
It's funny. I looked at my taxes. You ever look at the taxes of how much money you make?
Right.
You could Google it.
Uh huh.
Every year that I worked for the dog walking job, I walked more and more dogs. Up until the end, I was walking like 30 dogs in one day, and I'm running all over the city 6-7 hours a day. Every year I made less money. I started with 4 dogs.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Yep.
And walking 30 dogs, you make less than you made when you were walking 4.
It's a cold world, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever have like a job that you hate? You've always been... Oh, excuse me.
Jeez.
I don't know what that was. That's some fat coming out.
Yeah, right? Wow, that's your body working against itself right there.
I feel like you always had like a good handle on things.
I was doing the same bullshit. I mean, like, I was delivering food and stuff back in the day. And at least I always felt like at least that kind of gig, the reason why I would do that as opposed to working in an office is like at least you're moving around. It does feel healthier.
Yeah.
In a lifestyle wise. But it's like one of the reasons why I've never like gotten super fat is I'd never worked like a sitting down job for a long period of time, because it's like I can see that like I mean, I guess you could feel it coming on, but like man, just thinking that after you've been doing that for 20 years, what's doing to your body.
Yeah man. I mean,
it's just like you get like I can see when some guys, you were just like you're on the train and you see some guys coming home from work and they just look pissed off.
Yeah.
And you can just feel the anger just kind of like vibrating off of them. And it's like that anger has to go somewhere.
A lot of those food delivery guys are pissed off.
Yeah, that's true.
I had one the other day, dude. I'm just walking. I didn't care for nothing. Like, and you know, I had the light, but I didn't care. He's on a bike. He cuts in front of us, almost hits us, but not really. There's like 2 feet away. I don't say anything. He's like, yeah, be mad. And I was like, I'm not mad. And he's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, man, have a nice day. And it's like, yo, why are you so angry?
You know what it is? Well, I used to deliver food for Postmates.
Yeah.
And I would be like on foot. And some guys on Postmates would be on like a bike, like a regular bike. So they're pedaling around
Yeah.
all day and they're like climbing up steps. Those guys now are all on motorcycles. So none of them are getting any exercise all day long. They're all just, you're just sitting there. And, you know, riding like a scooter or a motorcycle, you're not burning any calories, first off, because you're not like pedaling.
Yeah.
And you're stressed out because you're just holding that shit together.
Yeah.
And those guys are on sidewalks and you got to go, you're always going against traffic, with traffic. Park your bike and they got this big ass helmet on and, you know, they're always wearing a jacket.
It's hot.
Back in the day, those guys used to ride bicycles. So it's like all day long, they were just getting in like super good shape. And it's like whatever, you can't really be angry on a bicycle when you're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. It's just a weird situation. Hey, man.
Well, you feel good because you're getting the endorphins of exercise.
Yeah.
So you're just naturally getting it out. But it's like, even if you like get in the habit of lifting weights every day or like boxing, after you've done like an hour of like heavy exercise like that, you can't be mad anymore.
Yeah.
You're just too tired to be mad, and that, you know, your body has kind of gotten rid of it. But with these guys who work office jobs or even do like food delivery on a motorcycle, that anger is just building and they got nowhere to go with it.
Yeah, man. I feel like I definitely, I've been getting angry my damn self. My brother's like, dude, you got to find your happiness. I think it's because I have too much time to think too. Like when I was,
you gotta start boxing again. You
yeah,
gotta
let
wrestle.
it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is that I think a lot of people don't realize that they're holding it in. You don't realize how much energy, because especially like when you're getting tired, people get depressed and they just want to lay down on the couch all day. They think in their head that like, I don't have the energy to go to the gym. But it's like, you don't realize you have too much energy. You have so much energy that you're tricking yourself into not thinking you have energy. So it's like once you actually start moving around and like boxing, then you'll have even more energy because it's getting out.
I just seen this thing where it said humans are designed to be able to run like 40 miles a day, like in our primitive years, because we had to like hunt and run to succeed. And it's like,
yeah, there weren't fat guys back then.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know what else, man? Dude, when you look at the food, we were looking up the food stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, did you see how people ate in the 70s was so normal?
What do you mean?
Like, there wasn't, like, as much weird shit like everybody's eating now. People would have supper at, like, 5 o'clock, and that would be it. They'd have, like, meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and vegetables.
Yeah, they drink milk with dinner.
And, yeah, and then they don't eat the rest of the night.
Yeah, I don't know if that was totally like, I don't know if that was everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think people were eating much simpler food back then.
Yeah, and they weren't so many crackers, chips, like.
And they weren't so busy all the time. So they had a lot more time to sit down and make a meal.
Was it fried back then? When fried food started happening?
Yeah, a lot of it was fried, or it's just like, you know, your wife's baking chicken in the oven.
Yeah.
So it's like more real food and stuff.
People were skinny, though, in the 70s, man.
I think people started getting fat right around like the 50s, 60s.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Because a lot of that stuff, people were eating like microwave dinners and stuff back then. And it wasn't like I don't think anybody ate a salad in like the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't come till like the 90s.
If you ate a salad in the 70s, dude, people made fun of you.
Yeah. I mean, people weren't drinking water back then either. So it was like everybody was just smoking cigarettes. And probably cigarettes, too. That had contributed a lot.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
crazy is that, dude? Everybody's smoking. You know, the crazy thing, I know people now that don't drink water. They'll be like, oh, water? And it's like, dude, I love water.
Yeah, once you get used to it, all this stuff is once you get used to it, you can't really go back.
It was like that with drinking whiskey straight for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you get used to it. People would be like, dude, you could drink that whiskey completely straight and not even make a face. And it's like, it tastes like water to me. Like,
Jeez.
Remember your first beer? Remember how nasty that was?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just like, and plus you're drinking like shit beer too.
Yeah.
I mean, Natty Ice or something.
Yeah, I was trying to do natty. Dude, one time we were playing, what do you call it, dude? Remember beer pong when before we discovered that you can't be putting the dirty ball in everybody's drink? Because now they use cups of water and you sip your beer. Like they don't put beer in the cups now.
Yeah.
But dude, we had sawdust in this room. We're playing beer pong. We're drinking sawdust, warm, natty light, 4th of July.
Wow.
I remember my first beer, I was trying to impress this girl. I'm like, yeah, I drink all the time. Dude, it was so nasty. It was like Bud Light, too, though.
The thing is, too, it's like it was because it was your first beer. It was nasty, but it's also just nasty stuff.
Yeah. I mean, now I appreciate a good IPA though. Like it tastes good to me.
I guess. Yeah, I don't care for it.
Yeah.
It always feels like work.
Do you have a certain beer that you like to drink though?
If I'm at a bar and it's like I got to drink something, that's the only reason I end up drinking is because like I'm at a place where I feel like I have to.
But would you go IPA?
Nah. I'd get the lightest possible beer they have.
Huh.
Whatever they have that's like, yeah, amber colored or something.
Yeah.
But all that like really like the hoppy, whatever kind of stuff, that's disgusting to me.
Yeah. I like some stuff with some hops. I don't like those light beers. They taste like piss to me.
Well,
Not
it's like
that I
if I had my choice and I wasn't going to get judged for it, I would just drink just a glass of water.
I thought you were going to say Bud Light.
No.
I don't think people judge you. You know, it's
People don't judge you, but you feel like an asshole if you're at a bar. You're getting water.
Drinking water, especially when you're trying to talk to a girl. You want to come back home with me?
Yeah, well, especially you just walk in. It's like, I don't know, you try to tip somebody on water, and it's like you still feel weird. I think.
I remember when I was going clean from drinking, like the thing is once you tell somebody, oh, I'm sober, then everybody knows. Like the girl I was seeing was bartending at the time, and she'd make it so obvious that that I wouldn't drink alcohol. She'd be like, I got to make Dom a mocktail because he can't handle alcohol. It's like, no, I could handle it. It's just you locked me out of the house
right.
every night. That's why I'm mad. It has nothing to do with the drink that I had.
Yeah, even all that like mocktail kind of stuff. And some people always say like, oh, you can just go out in bars and people just get a ginger ale. You just make sure you tip the bartender. And it's like, all right, the bartender appreciates that $2 you gave him, but they also like, this business can't run like that.
Right, but they get it. They'd rather you do that than break the windows out.
But it's like they would rather you buy actual beer like a human being.
If you could handle it.
yeah, but it's like imagine if every customer was like that. Every customer just came in and ordered water and gave the bartender $2. It's like it wouldn't work.
Well, there'd be a lot less problems at the bar.
This is not sustainable. Oh, the bar wouldn't exist.
Yeah. I mean, but they get it. There's a lot of nut jobs, man. You're out sometimes. You can't drink.
Mocktails, though, it's always just like, why am I drinking? I don't want to drink pineapple juice.
And they'll charge you just as much.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is pineapple juice and Tabasco sauce. And
yeah.
Like, that's just, give me water.
People could make a good mocktail, though. I've had a couple of decent
I've
ones.
never had anything where I wasn't like, I wish this was just water.
Huh.
Anytime besides coffee and water. Anything else is like, I would have been fine with just regular water.
To me, the one thing I won't trust at a bar is water. I'm like, this.
Yeah, that's also true too. That's the other thing about bars. It's like you're getting water out of that little spray gun that's got everything came out of it. Yeah, and when they wash cups, it's like they just they dunk it into a thing, and it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think I'm getting over my drinking days, though. In general, I had fun while it lasted.
I think I've heard this. I've seen this movie a few times before.
Yeah. I come home hammered tomorrow night.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. It's just boring to me too. Like I
think the problem is that it's free.
Yeah, that's definitely.
If you had to pay for drinks, I think you'd have a much different lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you had to pay for all those whiskeys, if you had to pay what the customers pay at those clubs, that would be like $70.
And everywhere I go, it's free.
Yeah.
Like even at the comedy clubs, I ended up becoming friends with the people at restaurants. They always have me hanging over. Like, I was just chilling at that Dim Sum Palace with our guy, Kevin. Remember he made the video?
Next to right, yeah.
Bro, he's giving me like award-winning Japanese whiskey. You ever have some of that stuff?
Nah.
It's insane. Like one shot could cost $150 of this.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's insane whiskey. One shot will have you smacked.
Wow.
I can't think of the name of it. Yeah, smooth. It's great, I think the Japanese are the ones winning with whiskey.
Yeah, I know it's like a real fancy thing. See, I don't know if like it would be cool. It sounds cool to be into that kind of thing and like know about a lot of whiskey and be like a connoisseur, but I'm not willing to do the work that it takes to get to that level.
Well, I could shortchange you some of the work. A good whiskey is Macallan 19. It's not too pricey. That's smooth. If you want a nice little smoky whiskey.
I don't know. Just getting into that where it's like you got to just drink. Plus, it's like once you get accustomed to like really good stuff, then you can't go back, right?
I don't know. What blows me away though? I don't know. Like I guess like I could drink any type of whiskey if it's free. I guess.
Even well whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I drink
Some,
well.
oh,
It's
really?
terrible, but
Ah,
if it's free.
jeez.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. I don't like the sip of. It's like it's starting to get like work to me to
Yeah.
have to sip the whiskey, and then you're dehydrated the next day.
Yeah.
You know what blows me away about you though? You don't got no vices. I don't understand that. Like I feel like people with no vices, you got some secret
Oh
thing.
man, no vices you know about. Oh, man, you're out in the middle of the night. I'm,
Riding a
fighting
moped.
crime. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. Nah, man, I need to get like that, dude. I have a
But the
friend.
thing with it's so funny to me that alcohol is a vice for some people because to me that is just like so much work.
Getting sick.
Just getting you're constantly sick. Anytime I get, I mean, actually I do like drinking, but it's like anytime I hear somebody has to drinks every day or even like maybe 4 times a week, it just sounds like man, that sounds exhausting. It feels like I'm too lazy to drink because I know it would just take too much out of me.
Yeah.
Where it's like, man, some people can just do that all day long.
Did you ever have to quit anything?
Nah. I remember when vape pens first came out, and I just thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
So I bought one, and just like, that was the closest I've ever come to like just a couple days of that. And it's like, oh, well, I get it now. You get like a flash of like, oh, this is, I get, this is nice.
I think I remember you having that.
No, this was way before.
You didn't have one that
New
you
York.
adjust with nicotine or something? It
Nah.
had the adjustment on it?
I don't think so. I had the weed one.
Oh, maybe it was a weed one I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I mean, like that kind of stuff, though, it's like only a couple days, and I was already like jonesing for it. I get it how people get hooked on that stuff.
Yeah.
But when people get hooked on like pills and like drinking alcohol and especially hard alcohol, where it's like, God, you feel like, because in my mind, I always think about alcohol like we were like college age, you're 20, 21, everybody's doing drinking games.
Yeah.
And it's like when you're playing a drinking game, it's like a card game or you flip cup or whatever. And it's like the punishment for the game, the loser of the game is the one who drinks. So in my mind, drinking is the punishment. When
Yeah.
you play beer pong, that's the guy who loses is the one that gets wasted. If
Yeah.
you're good at beer pong, you don't even get drunk.
Yeah.
So it's like, to me, it's like I think about drinking as being like everybody's looking at me like, oh, I got to be the guy that drinks that disgusting thing in the cup.
Yeah.
That's how I associate alcohol. So it's like he feels like, all right, I'll do it because I don't want to be an asshole, but it's like this is going to be painful.
Yeah, I could definitely relate to that, man. That them demons get you, man. I have trouble trying to quit drinking. I quit for 6 months here and there. People tell me, man, you gotta go to AA. I know people that drank for years.
You weren't like, you never got to like drinking by yourself in the morning level now, right?
No, but people act like they'll be like, oh, well, you don't got a problem because you don't drink by yourself in the morning. Like that is a common argument. Like they're like, you're not having like whiskey with your coffee in the morning. But the thing is, either way, I'm drinking a half a bottle of whiskey every day for years.
That's a lot, and it's more than you should, but that's not like alcohol numbers.
You don't think?
No, those dudes are like, you get the shakes when you don't drink.
I'm worried that I'm at that level. I'm like, if I
Nah.
were to quit drinking, would I get the shakes?
You would know because you would be shaking right now.
Well, I got hammered last night.
No, but like guys who like at that level are like waking up, and it's like, the hair of the dog or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it's like you wake up and you just keep drinking just to get like that level off, and it's like nah. Although I do agree, you should probably stop.
I need to get out at that
Don't
point.
let me stop you.
Yeah.
I'm not
Well, I
gonna
was
argue
going to
against
quit,
you.
but let me see. How's the hand? It's shaking a little, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
all right.
No, but I agree. Yeah, I mean, don't you feel though? Did you when you were drinking at like 19, 20? Was it? I peaked drinking before I was even legal to drink. Probably 20 years old was when I was really at the most alcohol.
So I've always been pretty consistent. Yeah.
What were you doing? Like drinking games, doing shots and shit back in the day?
Yeah, we were getting pounded, man. We were
Like blacking out.
probably here and there, and I don't recommend it to nobody. The best I've ever felt in my life is when I wasn't drinking anything.
Of course, yeah.
I felt fantastic.
But I think it's almost best to get that out of the way when you're like 19, 20, because at least your body can still hold up at that point.
Yeah.
Imagine playing beer pong now.
I'll tell you something that's crazy about me, though. Like, you see this version of Dom right now, but this wasn't a version of me that always existed. The real me was a guy that works out, ate healthy. People would even be like, yo, you're eating chips? They'd be like, I've never seen you eat chips. And then, I don't know, somehow I transferred over into this extreme.
Wow.
Like, I don't know what it is, but I would have never, I drank when I was 19, 20, 21. Then I didn't touch the stuff. I worked out every day for hours. And I just had, I had a normal life. I worked out, I ate healthy.
Yeah, you go to work.
Yeah, I was going to work.
You come home.
Yeah, had a girlfriend. I think comedy definitely does factor into this.
Well, it's the late night lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Because you stay out late, then you sleep late, and you kind of get into that loop.
And really, at a certain point, it's like I gotta find a life balance anyway.
It's hard too, it's because we both know guys who are doing way, way worse.
With what?
Just drinking.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you know guys who are way fatter than you, and you know guys who are like, they have kids that they don't talk to and stuff, and it's like, if you compare yourself to that, then it's like, all right, I'm not doing that bad.
Yeah.
You got to just think about who it is you got to compare yourself to.
Well, I'm comparing myself to you. I want to read more, play the violin.
Right, yeah.
But
it's also like, there's trade-offs to it. You get to, you live a different kind of lifestyle. But yeah, I mean, in my mind, I always compare myself to people because especially these days, so many people are hooked on drugs. I mean, I don't really know these people personally because I don't hang out like that. But people who are hooked on, like, I was doing a joke about this, but so many people are hooked on pills, Oxycontin.
Yeah.
And it's like, when you know that that's what's going on in this country, it's like, porn isn't that big of a deal.
Right.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I get porn's not good for you, but that is the least of the problem. If that's your problem, you got it pretty good.
Are you trying to tell us your thing?
Well, I could probably do without it, but it's also like, clearly there's some people who are, cracked out and watching porn too, so.
I had a friend cracked out on porn bad, dude. He called me for advice. I still feel bad to this day. He came to me genuinely for help. And it was so comical to me that he was addicted to porn. I was just laughing, and he's like, yeah, I can't get nothing done. See me, I'm lazy because I think I just don't believe in myself. But people say if you watch a lot of porno, you won't get stuff done because that instant dopamine.
Too busy, yeah. Well, I think, honestly, to me, porn, I don't think I'm like addicted to it. It's probably not good for me. But porn and TikTok is the exact same mental stimulus. And it's like anything you're doing online where you're just scrolling, that is essentially porn.
Yeah.
So it's like nobody who spends 4 hours a day on Instagram and TikTok can tell you anything about porn because everybody's brain is getting broken at the same time.
Yeah, and dude, what do you think that is that breaks your brain? The dopamine?
It's too much. You're too much stimulus.
Yeah.
You're not meant to take in this many things at the same time. It's like the pleasure parts of your brain are getting worked too much.
Yeah, dude, I need to get rid of all this shit. That's one of my things, dude. I'll waste 4 hours on TikTok. I think that addiction's worse than porno.
Oh, yeah. Well, with porn, you once you're done with it,
you're not watching 4 hours.
You're kind of grossed out at the end.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, I should probably get some, probably go to the gym. But with TikTok, it's like, guys, there are some people, people who are like security guards, guy who works a doorman at a building. Those guys, 10 hours straight, TikTok.
Makes my head hurt.
That lifestyle is like, brutal.
Yeah, I just started reading a book actually, and it's refreshing.
Yeah. That's why I read so much. I know this is like, at least I'm not breaking my brain when I'm doing this.
Yeah, I still read about comedy though. I need to read about other shit. But
yeah, we got this book that's been sitting here every week.
What do you think that book's about?
I tried reading. This is boring.
Is there any books here that are good or no? Politics in China? Is there any?
If you want to read about politics in China,
you can draw on
All the King's Men's a good novel. Ethical Slut.
Ethical Slut? What's that about?
It's like polyamory. These are all like previous roommates have left this stuff. I can never want to get rid of it.
Systematic theology?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think you got to find something a little bit
I need
more
a book
basic
about
than
somebody hiking a mountain.
I'm sure you could find that. But I mean, like those things, it's like once you get used to doing that, I think the hard thing is that like there's so many people that are so broken from all the scrolling and TikTok that in their head they're like, I must have ADD, and so they start taking drugs, and you're getting on whatever thing everybody's taking.
Adderall.
Adderall. Yeah, you get on Adderall, and it's like once you get used to taking that stuff, you can't stop.
Then you're just
taking Adderall and you're on TikTok even more. Now you're all zoned in on it.
when you're, what do you call, dude? When you're on, like, I notice when the ADD has changed within the recent years. Like performing, when I look at the audience, they can't keep their focus. Like,
Oh my God. Well, they're thinking about their phone.
yeah, dude, they'll be looking at the wall. I'll be on stage and you'll see sometimes, even when I'm not on stage, you'll just see somebody in the audience just looking in nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't focus for 20 minutes.
Yep.
And same thing, the phone is always coming out. Bro, somebody was I was at the doctor's office and the what do you call, they're telling the patient like some important shit in the hallway, and they're just listening to TikTok, and you could hear it. And then the things change. One thing you should know about, and they're just scrolling. I'm like, listen to the damn doctor.
Right.
The dude's telling you some real important shit.
Yeah.
You know?
That stuff's only going to get worse, though.
What's after TikTok?
A new
Virtual
version
reality.
No, it's just going to be a new version of TikTok that's going even faster.
How could you go any faster?
Well, on TikTok, when it's like you'll see like a video on top, it'll be like a Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
And on the bottom, it's like Minecraft.
Yeah.
And it's like it's gonna be like that, but it's gonna be, instead of 2 videos, it's 4 videos.
Wow.
Where you're gonna be watching this, and you're gonna be watching basketball clips, and you watch porn in the bottom right, and this and that.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, these kids now, it's like they're starting with that. At least we started without it.
Yeah.
We didn't get this until much later in life, but there are kids who are growing up now who never had that early part.
Yeah, it's funny when older people get on TikTok and they don't know that it studies your algorithm and it's all girls in bikinis, and they'll be telling people, well, this stuff's all girls in bikinis.
Yeah, right.
It's like, yeah, that's what you look
It's
at.
all hot teenagers.
Mine's all dog videos now. So
yeah.
Maybe something's going on with me.
It goes in cycles, but yeah, it's a lot of fights.
Yeah, I've rarely been getting fights. I get dog videos. I get a lot of Rogan. I get a lot of podcast clips.
Yeah.
And that ooh, you know.
I feel like I'm starting to I don't know. I don't know if the quality of the product itself has gone down, but I feel like I'm starting to shift away from it.
Everybody gets sick of stuff.
I'm not getting more addicted, but it's like I feel like you would think that the videos would get better over time, and you think they would become more enjoyable. But I think maybe I've just done too much. You know? You feel like you've reached the end of it.
Yeah, never. Dude, I know. I use it as a distraction to put things off.
Yeah.
I'm a procrastinator. That's
Yeah.
my biggest problem.
Maybe me and you, we got to start boxing. We got you got to start fighting or something. We got to start doing martial arts. I think that's the answer to all this.
You think there's a place that just opened up, 4-year-olds get in for free.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if that's like. I'm thinking more like MMA kind of shit.
Flipping tires.
Well, not even that, but like straight up like hand-to-hand combat.
Punching people.
Yeah. We're like, I think wrestling would probably do. That would solve most of your problems. Is if you had to like do jiu-jitsu every day, and you really just like, because I think. I mean, back when I used to do martial arts, you really are. I mean, even this in boxing, you really got to focus.
Yeah.
If you're in the ring and you're sparring and your mind travels to like, oh, I got to do this, and you get punched in the face.
That's funny.
So it's like you got to lock in. So I think that's the only thing that people do is where they're actually like full. That's why so many people. You saw Mark Zuckerberg is doing jiu-jitsu now.
No.
There's a video of him at a tournament that just came out.
Wow.
Where he's doing like real jiu-jitsu, and he's like, did all right, I think.
That's interesting.
But I think that's what those guys, because their jobs are so high pressure, and they're so like constantly stimulated, and they have people a million emails. So it's like the only solution to all that is like, I got to fight a guy.
Why wouldn't you just give up? He has enough money. Let it go. Sell the company.
Because he still likes doing stuff. You still want to,
Yeah.
you want to build something, and you like doing jujitsu.
Yeah, I mean, I would do jiu-jitsu, but when you hear about people, so-and-so has $13 billion, okay, it's time for you to relax now.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, just give $2 billion of that away. We all bought Facebook. Don't we deserve it? We didn't buy it, but we're on it. I don't even know if he has Facebook.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe he should give everybody on Facebook some money for helping him become a billionaire.
Yeah, in a perfect world. But obviously, those guys never want to give it up.
Right.
But I mean, like, there's a reason why I think those guys like that, a lot of them end up doing like really like intense sports. where you're like, deep sea diving or something. Because it's like you gotta like you can't just that guys like that can't like, oh, I'm gonna go run on the treadmill for a little while, because it's not enough.
Yeah.
And when you're in that kind of lifestyle, it's like you gotta.
Oh, that's intense. You need something extreme.
Yeah.
And also, it's like guys like me and you, dude. If I went on the Empire State Building, and that would be great for me. If I had dropped the $80 and just looked, or if I went to a play for $70, I'd be good for a month. But to them, that's nothing at all.
Right. It's not enough.
They're like, well, why the hell would I do that? That's easy.
Well, I mean, I bet these guys too, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk type guys, it's like their exercise has to be like punching someone in the face. And when they have sex, it's got to be like they're getting strapped into something, and they're like spinning in circles, and there's robots or something. It's like you gotta take it up a notch.
Yeah, me and my brother were just talking about that with Mike Tyson, saying he wasn't happy when he had that money.
Yeah.
Because I honestly, too, if you had $500 million, it's like you're gonna do everything you want to do in 1 month.
Yeah, and then you gotta find a way to step it up.
Yeah.
You get one tiger, and then it's like this is boring after a while.
Yeah, now I need a crazy one.
Yeah, now I need 2 tigers.
I need a tiger that eats people.
Yeah.
Or I need to have, I need to have. That's where you see those things where they go find a homeless guy and then they hunt him.
Yeah. Yeah, surviving the game.
Yeah, it's like, hey, what happens? Whatever happens.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine, too. I don't know what I would do if I had 500 million. First thing I would do is
500 million, and you were 19 years old.
Oh, dude!
If you were the youngest heavyweight champion of all time, and you're world famous in the 80s, it's amazing Tyson made it out alive.
Yeah, he only went to prison once.
Yeah, right.
You think he would have went more than that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think I've been broke so long that it wouldn't set in. It'd be like that Eminem story when he was like had millions in the bank and he kept calling his manager to see if he could buy stuff.
Right. Yeah.
He was like, "Are you sure I could buy this piano? It's like $1,000."
Right. Yeah.
They're like, "Dude, you're a multi-millionaire. Do you understand how much money that is?"
Yeah.
I'd buy a nice little house in Ohio. I'd go Dave Chappelle style.
You say that now.
I mean, what else more would you want?
The fucking tiger. That's what you want. You want the tiger and you want the giant house. Robin Givens.
Yeah, I would definitely not want Robin Givens.
Right.
Give me anybody but her.
Yeah, that's probably what he said too. And of course, you end up. Next thing you know, you're in prison, and you're a Muslim.
Imagine having that type of money to where people just want to talk to you, or fame, like somebody like, what's his name, Mark Zuckerberg. If you were hugely famous, he might just be like, "Hey, I'm a fan. I want to talk to you." And we're just comedians, but it happens, bro.
Right.
Like I know a comic that Prince was a huge fan of his. He used to go, he'd be hanging with Prince and at his house party and chilling.
Right.
And then Prince would be like, "Okay, I want to see comedy now. Do a show." You can't tell these people no.
Right.
So then he had to go do a show at Prince's mansion at like 4 a.m.
Right. Well, imagine Mark Zuckerberg is like, if you're like a jujitsu like master, and Mark Zuckerberg wants to train under you, and you got to spar with him, and it's like, I could fuck this guy up right now.
Yeah.
But it's like, is that what you do?
Yeah.
Or it's like, also, it's like, if you try to like pull punches and you're not actually going 100%, then it's like, what if he notices that? And he's like, "No, I want you to beat the shit out of me."
I mean, you wouldn't have to tell me twice.
Yeah.
The cool thing is he's got the money to where he could get trained by the best fighter in the world 24/7, have the best diet person in the world.
Right.
See, if I had that, it'd be easy.
I don't know, dude. People like what people want at that situation. The money is nothing at that point.
Exactly.
It's like they could sell. The guy doesn't even have that much. It's not like he has it in cash. It's all in stock. So you'd have to liquidate everything. Then you would get taxed and all that. But what those guys want is power. Power means more than money in that situation. The guy wants. And that's why Elon Musk keeps buying stuff and trying to be in the news.
Yeah.
He has all the money in the world. He couldn't give all that money away if he wanted to. But what you want is you want to have power over people and you want attention.
I mean, it is crazy that he could just hook everybody up.
Right.
How's one person make that type of money, bro?
Well, he couldn't hook everybody up, but he could do quite a bit for a lot of people.
Yeah, like that Massa Musa. You ever see that dude?
What's
that
that?
old story? He was like the richest guy in history, and he would go to towns and he would give people so much gold it would break their banking system.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I think I would be very giving, dude. When I was broke, I knew what it was like. So I'd be like, if I can't imagine, it'd be so hard for me to have those billions of dollars and me knowing that there's people that are homeless outside.
Right.
Like that would mess with me more than anything. I'd be like, I couldn't even imagine how much that would mess with me.
Those guys, I think you learn to deal with it. The same way me and you walk by homeless people all the time. I guess. Yeah, I mean, it sucks to think about, but you think you just you figure it out.
I don't know, dude. You'd see me. I'd buy a place in the Bronx, a huge apartment, and I'd try to house a bunch of people somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You'd have to do something. I imagine how terrible you would feel.
I think those guys feel pretty good. I think that's the problem, is that you actually wouldn't feel terrible. You would assume that now, but I think those guys feel pretty good about themselves.
Yeah.
That's why they end up doing jiu-jitsu.
I guess I just need to go kick the shit out of somebody.
Yeah. So what's the plan then? We're trying to make a plan. We're gonna get things back on shape for you.
Honestly, dude, I know what my problem is, dude. I need to work on my freaking career. Everything else, I don't. Maybe
I mean the health stuff though.
That's secondary.
Ah, come on. What we just talked about for an hour.
I guess the plan is.
Are you gonna get rich and fat though at the same time?
I need to buy a weightlifting belt and start doing squats. I'm never gonna fight again. I I don't want to.
Right. Yeah.
I just don't want to get hit in the head, bro. It's too,
Right.
You do jiu-jitsu, you're going to get hurt. But I'd like to start doing a lot of squats.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Start squatting a few times a week, running.
What do you think you're actually like realistically in like 4 months? What weight do you think you get down to?
Honestly, when I did do this once, I got in really good shape once in my life. Never even weighed myself, and it didn't matter. I don't know what I weighed, but I do know... Dude, it was a lifestyle change. It was just, I met a dude that was in great shape, and he put it to me best. He's like, man, it's not like, oh, you get to eat those chips Friday. He's like, it's a lifestyle change.
Right.
He's like, you don't eat chips no more.
Right.
He's like, this is what you eat. This is how much you eat. And I did it. I was eating chicken, brown rice, vegetables, eggs, kale. I was cooking a lot. The place I was at, it was easier to cook too. I mean, we could cook here. I just don't want to really do it. But, the place where I lived at before, I did cook every day. Me and my roommate, we ate the same food. We were both healthy, so we were both like eating chicken and kale, and it was a lifestyle change, man.
Right.
And then once you get in that habit, I guess going to the gym's a lifestyle thing. It's not like I'm not gonna go. It's like you got to get this done.
Right.
I guess I just need to do it. I've never been the guy that's done it forever, though. Even with comedy, I feel like I get imposter syndrome. When I start getting real fit, I start jinxing it, I don't know why. I start overeating a bunch till I'm sick.
Wow.
Ice cream, I get fat again.
Right.
I know that can't be healthy. Like, how many times have you seen me skinny, and how many times have you seen me fat?
Honestly, if you never told me that you had gotten skinnier, I wouldn't have noticed. I wouldn't have noticed that you gained weight. No.
That's interesting.
Until you pulled off your shirt.
Well, I hide it well.
Yeah. I never know. I wouldn't have ever call you fat.
Wow.
If I had to say in my mind, what's a fat guy look like? This is not it.
I'm getting there, though. It all goes to my bottom lip. You see that?
Oh, yeah.
That's how I know I'm gaining weight. People start going, hey, can I have a dip? I'll be like, no, these are my lips. Like,
wow.
People think I got chewing tobacco in.
I think your problem is people just will come up to you and just say this mean shit.
Yeah. Why is it okay?
Most regular people don't get just insulted to their face like this. Even fat guys don't go through this.
Why is that okay? I get constantly insulted.
People just tear you down, bro.
Yeah.
That's why you got to start fighting again. You got to get some respect in this world.
People talk about how I'm going bald. They'll just come right up to me, bro.
Man, that's fucked up.
Some Rogaine. What's funny?
Even bald guys don't get that, though.
My friend that's telling me I need to get on Rogaine, I just seen him. He's telling me like 6 months ago, dude, you need to get on Rogaine. You need to get on Rogaine. I just ran into him. He's bald. He's like, yeah, I had to shave it all off. It's like, bro, you had to get on Rogaine. People project. People, like, I know some comedians, one kid, he loves to just, ever since I started doing cruises, before we were friends. I started doing cruises. And he's like, you're a failure at comedy.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you're projecting. You know,
Every time you've ever told me a story where somebody said something super fucked up like that, it's like I've never been insulted to my face that bad.
Well, you're a quiet guy.
Well,
you
I've
don't
heard you
open
get
up.
little here and there. People take little jabs, but people throw straight up punches at you.
Well, when people
These
take
are
a
like
jab at you,
this is like they're really tearing you down now.
it's a friendship jab at you, though.
Yeah, exactly. But
Like-
it's like somebody going up to somebody and saying that, yo, can I get a dip? These guys don't respect you, bro. You
Yeah.
gotta start enforcing these things.
I think it. I bet you once I have something going on in my career, they will. That's what's funny.
That's when they start really tearing you down.
Behind your back, though.
Yeah.
You know, you see people, dude. I see people like vultures anytime somebody's around with money. Like I tell you, I did a show. I didn't realize everybody's hanging around this one kid. They loved him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the kids, everybody's sucking up to him. Talk about Jimmy or whatever his name is all night. Then finally I get to talking to him. And it turns out the kid's father's a billionaire. And it's like, yeah, that's why everybody's sucking up to the dude.
Right.
Like, you ever around that, like when you see somebody, oh, this dude, he could change my life. Like, can you imagine if you were Mark Zuckerberg?
Oh, yeah.
He can't have nobody in his life.
Nah.
Straight vultures.
Yeah.
You know, by the way, man, can you buy me a car? They just asked for some regular
Yeah.
shit.
Just imagine how many times he's like trying to fight somebody in jiu-jitsu and the guy just slips and falls on his back.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
Lawsuit. I knew a guy made 10 grand on the lottery, walked away with like 6. Dude, people hit him up for 5 years for money. It's like
That's not
the
even
guy
that much
made
money.
$6,000.
Wow.
That just shows you. I knew another person fell, got paralyzed, and got money, and people were hitting them up. Come on, you can't. I need 500.
Wow.
It's like, dude, they didn't hit the lottery. They're ruined for life.
Yeah.
What's that money do at the end of the day, really?
Yeah.
You're kind of rich, aren't you, Dan?
No. But yeah, I think we gotta. I mean, I'm not like I gotta get good shape too, but I feel like we're not far off
From what?
from where we should be in terms of like health wise,
Health-wise.
mental health wise. I feel like we're not that far off. Career wise, clearly,
Yeah, career.
things could be going better.
Yeah, guys, can you help support us with this?